I and Marla are, wow, so honored to be here this morning with Isabel and Mark Candelaria, our true brother and sister, and the journey and the miraculous journey we have all been on since we met, and it goes back further. And Mark and Isabel, I want to introduce you to the world. This is Mark and Isabel.
Good morning, everybody. I'm cleaning my glasses.
Hi, world.
And two of the most beautiful people we know, and honored to call you family and truly our brother and sister. And your story we share of you and Isabel, and I'm going to kind of preface, because it's not about Marla and I talking for 9 hours.
Which we flipped it this time, right?
We flipped it this time, or actually, Mark, you doing your beautiful interview and podcast. This is really your story, your journey to share with the world. And I'm going to take us back about 2.5 years ago, and I'll keep it brief because it was the prior to us meeting was incredible. And Mark, we've been in the same building for decades, which we've always said hi to one another in the parking lot, in the elevators, hugs, stopping by, but we never knew why we have been divinely guided, and it all came full circle. So this one Friday afternoon, Marla and I are up in the office, and we're in between appointments, and our doorbell rings, and no one just shows up. It's appointment only, like you know, there's no walk-in. And there was an older couple saying, we're here from, insurance replacement. We'd like to see you. And we're like, okay, we're good. And they walk in, and we're talking about insurance jewelry replacement. And she noticed my wrist, my bracelet. And she says to me, is that the tree of life? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, how'd you know? And she says, well, since I've been a little girl, I've been infatuated with the tree of life, and I've always been drawn to it. And Marla and I look at each other like, you're not here for insurance replacement, you're here. And Marla and I started sharing our backstory, their journey, the tree of life, the intention stick. Now she's crying, and he's like, kind of set in his ways, a little bit, pessimistic type of mentality.
Like, I know him very well, so you're nailing him perfectly.
So he's like, woo, I'm gonna win the lotto, and woo, this is, and
him.
And she is just filling up in tears. And we started talking about, we were there for quite some time, but we started talking about pain and obstacles, and pains in our bodies are a message. It's something in our body saying we have to let go of something. And again, she's getting it, and he's pretending not to listen. But a few minutes later, he says to Marla, I am having some lower back pains, and I do have a little bit of a knee problem, because he's listening. And again, we love that, because again, who are we to judge? We're not judged.
Right.
So at the very end, Marla and I did blessings. We gifted them intention sticks. And again, she got it, because she's crying, and he's like, okay,
that now.
Okay, I'm set, and they left. Now, a meeting that should have lasted a half hour lasted over 2 hours, and they left. Now, the next day, I get an email, not from her, but from him, and it starts off, wow, 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 you'll never guess what happened. And I didn't even read the letter. I called him. I said, what happened? He says, we were in your office for over 2 hours. We left your office. We went down to the first floor. And as we're walking out, our dear friend Mark was walking in and says, what are you guys doing here? And they both said, we were upstairs visiting Scott and Marla. And you said, oh my goodness, they are the nicest people. And she says to you, Mark, how's Isabel? And she had no idea. And you said to her, Isabel's finishing her second to last round of chemo.
Yeah.
And she says, you need to go talk to Scott and Marla about this. Now, this is late Friday afternoon. We get a call from you. I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday, and we didn't know Isabel was sick. You never shared that with us. And we said, whomever this may be, please come in Sunday morning. We stop for anyone. And you both came in, and again, I didn't know what Isabel was going through. And, I could feel and see in Mark's face the pain that we're all going through something. And of course, I felt as Marla did Isabel. And we didn't say anything. We didn't talk about sickness or anything. We had no idea.
Right.
And we started just sharing the journey. And we started talking about letting things go in our lives. Again, everything in our lives has happened for us. Everything is a gift. And sometimes these gifts are very difficult to receive. They can come in the form of, pain, tragedy, sickness, whatever that may be, but it brings us to the next place in our lives and it makes us who we are today. And we said the two most important things which we really focus on was unconditional love, right? For ourselves, to truly love who we are. And the second most difficult thing to achieve in this life is forgiveness. Because if we don't let go of those things, that pain, the things we continue to hold on, whether from childhood to yesterday, I said, those things can turn into thoughts. The thoughts can turn into sickness, and the sickness turns into disease. So we're all kind of welling up as we're sharing the story. Much longer. I mean, I think we were there for 2 hours. And
we were.
as you know, before everyone received their intention stick, we hold hands, we do blessings with both of your names, and you both chose your intentions. And I came around at the same time Marla came around. I put Isabel's necklace on and Marla put Mark's on, and we started crying together. I mean, it was just that release, and you just watched both of you fill up. And we both sat down as we're crying. And Isabel, I'll never forget this. It was like yesterday. You looked me in the eyes and said, "I'm healed." Oh. And you literally watched your pain and sickness go away. What we saw in your face literally melted away, and you filled up and you were glowing. Your rosy red cheeks and that smile, your beautiful smile that's always there, but it was covered up with that pain and that sickness. But you knew at that moment what caused your sickness. And at that moment you forgave and you let it go and you sent it with love. And Mark,
you declared it.
You declared it. You literally said, "I am healed." And Mark, same. We watched you fill up, because I can't even imagine what you were going through for that time, watching your beautiful wife go through treatment and sickness. So again, we must remember to take care of ourselves, right? Because we cannot possibly give what we do not have. Right. And you, Mark, were so depleted of taking care of your beautiful wife, which that is you and Isabel anyways. That's who you both are. You always take care of everyone. I see you both, and as Marla does as well. Yeah. So that was a miraculous day. Now,
it's fun from there, right?
Well, I'm going to share something, Isabel, that I don't know if you remember. So
do you have anything to add to that time when we were in the office, before Scott shares a little bit more about that experience?
Because then we want you to explain.
I mean, I think overall I was just having such profound spiritual experiences at that time that I was divinely guided to come to your office. And I do believe that the intention stick at that time was like the symbol, a catalyst that just really infiltrated everything that I was experiencing. So, yeah.
And for me, it was just, I was going through so much uncertainty, because, you just didn't know what was next around the corner. And we got plenty of next around the corners thrown at us during that period. And so I think I was just looking for every opportunity to gather positive energy and healing energy, and wherever I could gather it and find it, I was going for it. I was just getting it. I wanted her to have as much of that around her as possible. So, we both walked out of there and were very, I don't know what the right adjective is. We were relieved. We were.
I think we were peaceful.
Yeah, it was real
just
peaceful.
really peaceful.
Yeah.
And okay with everything,
Yeah.
you know.
And it was just a great experience to be with the two of you and feel the energy and the, because we got the chills or the, several
You can
times
feel
during that
it.
period. You could feel it, and we walked out of there and we were just like, okay, here we've got some more. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. It
Yeah.
just kept us moving in the right direction.
For sure.
Wow, you both, you had let go. And I know, if I'm remembering correctly, Isabel, the words I believe you chose, of course, health. I know was, I think, the very first one you chose. I believe you chose, and I could be wrong, I believe you chose faith. And I think, if I remember correctly, the third was trust.
Yeah, it was definitely faith was in there for sure.
And I think, Mark, you put in courage and health. You actually chose
Yeah.
health for
Yeah.
Isabel as well,
Yeah.
because we can also set our intentions for someone else, right? And I know
Yeah.
you put in courage that you knew you were going to get through this, and you had that reminder. But I want to have to preface what took place a month before. So, and this is about another story about Isabel. So after that happened, fast forward a month, Christmas Eve day, Marla and I are in the office. It's a Sunday again. We don't work on the Saturday, the Sabbath. And there was a voice message the day before from a doctor, Dr. Linda Liu. And she calls us up and says, I am really intrigued about this Tree of Life intention stick. I would love to find out more. Call me back whenever you can. And this was Saturday, and we're in the office at 3:00 in the afternoon on Sunday, and we played back my voice message for some reason. I never do. And it was Linda saying, let me know, I'd like to come in. And Marla and I are like, okay, what else do Jewish people do on Christmas Eve besides go for Chinese food and watch a movie? And we called her and we said, sure, come on in, we're here. We left her a voice message, whenever you want. 15 minutes later, she calls back and says, hey, I'm in the area, can I come by? And we're like, absolutely. So Sunday at 3:45, 4:00 in the afternoon, Dr. Linda shows up. She comes in, we start sharing the story, and she says, I have to tell you this story. So I'm going to let Marla share this, because this is powerful.
She said she was so intrigued by this intention stick because she has this patient and she saw the difference in this patient, and she wanted to know more about it. And she said that a month before that, this patient had come in and there was some sadness, some darkness, didn't really know if she wanted to be treated. And I just saw her and she was a completely different person. And I saw that she had this necklace on, and I was wondering what it was. And she was so excited to show me it. And she took it off and took out her intentions and showed me the intentions. And she says, and she was so full of light and so full of life and so full of energy. And my goodness, it was like a complete different person I was talking to. And we guessed it had to be Isabel. Because
she couldn't tell us who it was.
But and it was unbelievable. And because this doctor was actually so excited to see the difference of the power of these intentions. And so it was just,
she witnessed that miracle within you. She said to us, you were a completely different person. You were, like Marla said, you were just in that state of, I don't know. And and you were, I got this. This is good. I am ready to take on the world. And because of that, what transpired to meeting, oh my goodness, our dear sister, Dr. Vershali, and meeting, and then the Chopra Center, and all of these beautiful dots connecting. And what, again, when we can look back, not why Mark and Isabel, we met years and years ago, why we were brought for that beautiful, miraculous Sunday, but look what that miracle caused from that couple coming to our office that Friday afternoon to share with you two, you need to see Scott and Marla. It wasn't about Marla and I, but it was, again, we were divinely guided for these things, and we have to witness these miracles. We can't pick and choose our miracles, you know, and but we have to also be open to receive. And so that was kind of bringing you back to holy shift of this story, of this journey we've both been on. And I know I'll let you talk, because I wanted to fill you guys in of what really happened.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear the backstory of this whole thing.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I mean, when I first went to Dr. Linda Liu, there had been so much confusion around my diagnosis, first of all. You know, when they first took me in there, they said I had stage 0 DCIS, which was induct cancer, and I might just need a lumpectomy and a little radiation. And so my first step was to go and start meeting with surgeons. And the first surgeon that I went to, she said, I don't even know why they sent you to me, because there's this other paragraph in your pathology report that I never see. And it says that they are also testing you for lymphoma. So I left there thinking, do I not just have one cancer? I have 2, and just like everything blew up. So Linda Liu is really, she's the person, she's so smart, and she is so great to talk to, that she just completely put me at ease and took me step by step, explained what the statistics were, and gave me the confidence that I needed to put the treatment plan together that I needed, because I was very anti-chemo. I just had all of that going on. I thought chemo at that time was worse than even having cancer. And now I understand, if you really want to survive cancer, it's okay to do chemo. I would not be here had I not done that. And the other thing I want to say is just, I had the fortune to be able to work with a naturopath at the same time. And I feel like some of the things that he gave me really protected my system. So I don't have neuropathy. I don't have a lot of those things that they say are so terrible after you've had chemo, but I think it was because of this regimen.
And the combination.
Of kind of doing a naturopathic
approach
as well as with the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So when she talked to me and I had a plan, I was fine. It was when everything was uncertain that I was just a mess. And by the time I think that I saw you with intent, I was just in a state of complete surrender about everything. So the right things were coming to me. So at that point, definitely, I would say that the intention stick was a symbol of God's plan for my life.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's for me too. I think we came to a point where we just both kind of realized this is in God's hands. Whatever's meant to be is meant to be, and it's meant to happen. But we're gonna do everything on our side to fulfill God's destiny in the right way. And obviously, meeting the two of you was part of that whole experience. But since then, I think we've really tried to keep that philosophy in mind. This week in particular, with everything going on in the world, it's like, let's just try to be positive, and let's try to, do what we can on our end to show positivity and show, good action, not negative action and negative behavior. And, and I think we just all have to kind of remember that nothing's certain. God, it's up to God what happens, it really is. But we can do our part to make sure it's towards light, not towards darkness.
That is, well, one, Isabel, thank you for sharing, your journey, because this message to let another beautiful woman that is going through breast cancer or any type of cancer or sickness, whatever that may, or man, to know sometimes that we do have to trust the journey, that, as Mark just said, we're not in, I said earlier, Mark and Isabel, before we even got on this call, I said, do you know what makes God laugh? Or whether we say the universe, the source light, whatever that is to that individual, but we say what makes God laugh, and we say telling him your plans, right? Because we're not in control of our plans, let alone someone else's. We're always being guided. And if we can just learn to get out of our own way, watch the miracles unfold. And Mark, I love what you and Isabel just said as well, is about why we're here, right? To help another soul, to help another person that may be going through the same thing or something different or something tragic. And when we can have that soul to soul connection, as we did that miraculous Sunday afternoon, watch someone fill up and they do the same for someone else. That's what brings us the ultimate bliss and happiness, that fills us up. It's not the external. And what you both are doing, besides touching souls and the incredible architect globally that you are, and the chefs and the mother and the father, and I mean, there you have both so many hats. I think you need an addition on your home for the hats that you wear, because you are both the, he's pointing to you, Mark. No, Isabel,
we love,
don't forget behind
it's like the two of you. You both love to fill people's souls. You like to fill it with happiness, with joy, with spirituality. I mean, we just love making people happy. I mean, that's just our deal, And so we love to cook for people. We love to have people over. We love to just have a good time. Talk, and just share. Everyone's going through something. Everyone's going through something. I don't care if you're rich, poor, polka dotted, it doesn't matter, we're all going through something. And I think we just all have to be a lot more compassionate and listen to what the other person's, what the shoes that they're walking in a little bit. I think we've all lost track of that a little bit. And I think we all have to just take time and reach out to our brother and get around a big paella pan, is what I said, just have some fun, let's just talk. We don't have to go and loot and rob each other or kill each other or all these things that are horrible. I think it's as easy as just sitting around a table and just have a dialogue, and let's figure this. Everything that we're trying to do is not that difficult, but we're overcomplicating it with this bad behavior that both sides, everybody's unfortunately doing, And so I think we just have to regroup, reset. It's virtually like what you do with your kids, I mean, we all make mistakes, we all screw up, but what happens is what goes forward. What do we do next? What's next is in our control still. It's in God's control. And if we let God's energy infuse our decision making, there's gonna be a much better outcome than what we've been seeing. So it's like, come on, you guys, let's get it. Let's get after it. Let's work. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's start praying. Let's get together. Let's get everybody together and let's do this.
So spot on.
It's tough.
Enough is enough. Exactly. What were you going to add? I know you wanted to share.
It's beautiful. And, I think this is why we all chose to be here in this lifetime right now to do this work.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Why we're here.
Exactly right.
Love what is said about surrendering. And if we could all just surrender to the moment, whether our perception of whatever we're going through, whether it is an obstacle, a challenge, a pain, a disease, whatever that may be for you, just surrender to it and really let it come in and be in stillness with it and give it, hold space for it.
Right.
And as Isabel did that one miraculous day and said, I am healed, she sat with it and understood at that moment. And that is the surrendering. And I think that all of us as humans are going through something to just sit with it and understand it.
I mean, we have cancer right now. Basically, if you look out in the world right now with what's going on, we've been diagnosed with cancer. Okay. Now we have a choice, right? We can either surrender and let cancer consume us, and that's the end of it. Or we can fight and we can pray and we can do things that are positive for all of us, all of our humanity, to make it a better world. And then we can be healed. And we can be healed if we choose to be healed. It's our choice, you know.
And two things, I'm just still smiling because when you were talking about, you know, you two and Isabel was saying, you know, or I was watching Isabel point to you, and like when I was saying you wear many hats, both of you, and Isabel's no, it's him. And what I was going to say, behind every great man is a woman rolling her eyes.
Well, she gets plenty of opportunities to do that, as is Marla, for sure.
Marla's quote, by the way. But what I loved before we even got on this beautiful call, that we all said we have to set the intention of peace.
Yeah.
Not only from within ourselves, so we can give that peace to everyone that we speak to, but around the world.
Right. Well, it's energy, Scott. You know, it's energy. It's like, where are we going to put the energy? To looting and rioting and hating and putting our knee on somebody's neck till they die? I mean, is that who we are? Meanwhile, you know, the same day the rocket went up into space.
We didn't even know.
Like, you guys, come on, look, it's right here. It's on the same day, you know? It's like, it's up, you know, where do we put our energy? Are we going to put it into love? Or are we going to put it into hatred? What's the choice? I guarantee you which one is going to ultimately work. You know, we have to commit to it. Yeah, we can't ignore the problems. We have to face these problems and get after it, but get after it with love, not looting and ransacking businesses. I mean, it doesn't accomplish anything, you know? Yeah, it wakes everybody up, and maybe unfortunately that's what it's going to ultimately take to wake everybody up. But the people who have love, who have the knowledge, who have the power, who have the wealth, let's go. Let's get after this. We can make this better for everybody, you know?
I agree with you. What I was gonna say is that if we don't have peace for ourselves, right? Again, it goes back to surrendering and the self-actualization.
Yeah.
We don't have peace within ourselves, then how can we give peace to our family? How can we give peace to our community or globally if we don't even have peace for ourselves? If we don't have love for ourselves, then how can we give love to our family or our community?
Yeah.
World? So we do have to start with ourselves.
Yep.
And surrender to that, to the peace, to the love, to the compassion.
Yeah, I always call it the ripple effect. You know, you drop a little pebble in the pond, but it can grow, you know, it just takes off, and it's just endless energy if you let it go in that direction. And the reverse is the reverse too, you know. It's up to each individual though. Each individual needs to take that initiative to say, you know what, today, and just start with one day. Today, I'm going to focus on love. I'm going to focus on compassion. I'm not going to let any of this evil, any of this negativity to my brother come into my heart. You know, if all of us made a mental, I mean, what we should do is just get everyone together and say, hey, look, we see all this going on. June 6th, whatever day we pick, June 6th is going to be Love Day, love and peace. The whole world, we're just going to spend the day doing love and peace. Okay. We don't need a curfew.
Yeah.
We don't need the National Guard. We just need to love. Can we do that? Can we do one day, guys? Seriously?
Why don't we set that intention?
We're setting
right
that
now?
intention.
Yeah. Just go out there and make a point to go to your brother, go to your other, you know, someone outside of your comfort zone, someone out beyond your comfort zone.
Even someone you don't get along with in your own family. Like, give it a break just for a day.
Just for a day.
See if it's better.
Come on. One day, we can do it. We put a guy in space. We can do this for one day.
And I love that. And you nailed it, because the love, the peace, and it's this beautiful Hebrew word. I think we shared this with you and Isabel. It's called tikkun olam. Tikkun olam means it starts from within ourselves. To repair our own vessel. And you both already know what it says in every religious book or spiritual book in the world. Every prayer or every morning we read, love your brother, your sister like you love yourself.
Right.
So it starts with truly loving who we are, so we can love every brother and sister in this world and see us all the same, which we are anyways, and enough with the programming and look for the answer from within. But absolutely, it starts with that intention of peace and love on June 6th. And you said it, you already put this out to the universe, Mark and Isabel. So on June 6th, regardless whether we're on a Zoom or on a call or with friends, that's what we all need to put out to the universe, to this beautiful world, that we should have peace and love and see that we are all the same and that we are here to come back together as one, not the.
Well, here's the other thing about the guy in the rocket. You know, I'm just sitting here visualizing this. It's like, why did God pick that day to put the guy out in space? So he could look back, we, through his cameras, could look back at the Earth and go, look, you guys, do you see? You're all on this together. This is it, okay? We can all talk to each other, we can all live together, but look, we're all in this little speck of dust in the middle of the universe.
We're a speck.
And we're
And we're one. So let's work it on. Let's get this together, you know?
Isabel, it just keeps coming in that for you, I know how, and of course I already know because Mark and I have so many beautiful conversations, but for someone going through something right now that may not know about the intention stick, what would you share with that beautiful woman, that beautiful man, that beautiful child, how this intention stick has helped you, or what would you share with them that may not have one?
I mean, it's definitely a symbol of just being mindful about where you want to put your focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
I gave mine away, but Mark can play with his and he can say, I'm focused on health, I'm focused on wellness, I'm focused on prosperity, I'm focused on peace, whatever. So it is really something, you know, that you can actually handle and
I feel it.
I
feel it all day long.
Have it be, you know, a physical symbol of what your mind is focused on.
Mm-hmm.
That is so beautiful. And that is such a gift that you did. You gave yours to another beautiful soul that may have been going through something, maybe.
Yeah, she needed something. She definitely did. And it was the best thing that I had to give her. So.
Oh my, see, that is selflessness. That is unconditional love. And this is that space we all need to be in, right? To just realize that we're here to help one another and give what we do now have. You were able to give because you were full of health and love and peace and everything you needed to be able to give that gift to your dear friend that didn't have that at that moment. And that's that message to stop, to be present. Mark, you said this earlier, to slow down, because when you ask someone how they are, we mean it. Not, hey, how are you? And they answer, not good. And you say, oh, that's great. Have a good day. And you keep walking by and you don't understand. They actually responded to say, I'm not so good. We need to stop down and be present.
Right.
And were, Isabel, you listened, you felt, as you do as well, Mark, when someone's going through something. And that's why we're all here, is for that soul to soul connection, to fill someone back up and inspire. And we just love you guys. I can't, I'm so full. I know you are. It's like
I've had the chills up and down my body the whole time.
You are,
well, like I said, I'm pretty lucky. I got to marry my angel, so I was, you know, right?
we are all so blessed. And when the world can understand how blessed we are, we all woke up this morning and opened our eyes. We have a bed, we can get out of bed, we have food. It's not what we think we need, because that's all coming from again, talking about peace and what we're seeing right now. When we can just understand how blessed we are and how much we already have, not what we don't.
Right.
Puts it in perspective, because so many people didn't wake up this morning. So many people don't have a bed or a roof or we are so blessed, and we can just think about one or two things every day of how grateful for what we have. We are so, this world is so blessed, and we are, as you said, Mark, get together. How are we going to continue to help this beautiful world? That was so, it just, wow. Because
there's so much we can be doing. I mean, there's more that we can be doing, and we need to start doing it. We need to quit talking about it, and we need to get organized And we need to help some of these communities a lot more. I'm a proud member of Habitat for Humanity, and I love what we do at that group. And to me, that's just one pebble dropped in the pond. But now we got to get this thing going, because this stuff shouldn't be happening, period. It's just uncalled for.
We have people coming in like you have blessed so many people, and how can I help? What can we do? And this is exactly that. Oh my goodness, this person's going through that, or that person's. We have friends, as you know, coming in once a week. I need 7 more, I need 11 more, I need this for the entire 6th grade class. This is for, yes, the adults, we understand, but this is for the children.
Right.
This is for the children, the grandchildren, the great-great-grandchildren to grow up
Future generation.
living a life of intention and love and peace and oneness. And we're doing it. We're not talking about it. So
yeah,
thank you for this beautiful conversation.
we love it. This is what we're all
Yeah.
about. This is what makes us tick. I mean, we love our architecture, our design, and doing beautiful homes for people. But I think God put us in position to help out as many people as we can. And through doing our houses and doing our interiors, we've met amazing people. We've been blessed to, through that vehicle, meet amazing people. And now it's like, okay, now what are we going to do with all that? What are we going to do with all these connections and all these people that we've gathered and met? And so it's like, okay, what's the next step for Mark and Isabel and Scott and Marla? There's a lot to do.
You know why I'm going to say this next sentence? We're going to need a bigger boat.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We're going to need to build a bigger temple that encompasses this world that we are all a part of.
Right.
And we are on this miraculous journey together, and it's already happening. And this conversation, again, in a time that is so needed to share this love, this peace, this healing, physically, spiritually, whatever you want to call it.
Everything.
Everything.
Economically, everything. There's a lot of healing needs to happen,
I think it finally can too. I think before the whole situation maybe had a crack and the light was starting to go through, but now I feel like it is just shattered in a million pieces. And so as bad as it looks right now, I feel like there is good that is going to come out on the other side of this. I mean, the light has to blast it.
It's always darkest before the dawn, baby.
Yeah.
That's right. And we're all born with cracks in our vessels.
Oh yeah.
And because we come into our existence as broken vessels, because we're here to learn and grow and repair, to
Right.
let the light
Right.
through.
Yep.
And we need to see the darkness to know we want the light. We need to see poverty so we can be grateful for what we have. We need to see, sometimes we need to see the darkness to know that we want the light
Right.
to shine brightly. And you're exactly right. From darkness, we will see that light. We will.
It is. It's why we're here, and it encompasses everything, and it's so beautiful. You said that, Mark, about 3 years ago, after we designed a collection for the Pope at the Vatican, helping the refugee children. We had the Pope's right-hand man, Gabriel, and the Cardinal from Ethiopia come to our office in our building, and we were able to present them with the Tree of Life. And I had the honor to speak to this 6'5" Ethiopian cardinal, just that was emanating just love and oozing light. And I had on my desk this black blotter, and I'm talking to the cardinal for about 15 minutes. And I said, there was this one little drop of white speck of dust or whatever it was on my black blotter. And I said, this light will break through all the negativity and all of the darkness in the world. And he got so excited. He was about to be like one of those, like that, composed himself. And he said, yes, my son, continue with spreading that light and love amongst the world. And that's why we're here. And that's exactly what you and Isabel just said. It is about spreading that love and light through that. It will overpower all of the darkness in the world. And we are doing it. And
we're glad to be a part of that side of the equation, let me tell you. Because that's the answer. That's where happiness is.
Yes. So anything else you want to share? Because we could talk for 9 more hours.
No, we're just, I look at this as like like Isabel said, I think it's an opportunity to do our best. You know, let's just all rise up and do our best. And it doesn't have to be some monumental thing. I mean, like I said, it's the little ripples. I'll keep reiterating that. It's the little acts of kindness along the way in each day that make a huge difference when it's all added up, you know. So, but we just have to go that direction, not the other direction.
I have to say that is one thing going through cancer that I would before that sometimes maybe be just a little bit, not a little sloppy, maybe not be as, you know, good with my word or with just certain things. But when I was going through cancer, I literally would say every morning, well, this may be the last thing I'm going to do, so I better do it the best that I can. So during that time, I mean, I think there were even only 3 days that I maybe didn't take a shower and get ready. And I might not really feel like doing anything, but I would be ready. So that then in the afternoon, if I had, you know, an hour or two of energy, my mom and I would go do something and then I would make sure that I rested so that when Mark got home from work, you know, I kind of had my best saved for him too. So
You brought people over for dinner.
whatever you were doing, I don't know. But yeah, so just that, like, and don't bite off more than you can chew. Like, do your life well. If you're overextended, pull back. Like, it is a time to just, for me on the planet, I think, to pull back and really focus on doing what you're doing well and with the right intention.
And with the right people.
And Isabel, that is such a good lesson for someone who may not even be faced with necessarily anything huge in their life, that maybe they're just picking little fights or arguments at home.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, like you said, save your energy. It's really find peace and save your energy for something better, meaning as what we're talking about right now. Sharing compassion.
Absolutely.
and check in with yourself as to why you're feeling that way, right? As to why you're exerting that type of energy. It's negative, and so save it for something beautiful and powerful for those around you. And I think that's a beautiful lesson for people.
That was a huge gift from my experience.
So I think the four of us need
I'm
to start.
so much happier living this way.
I think the four of us need to start this day of love. We got to pick a date and start getting it out there. Well, I said June 6th randomly, but I don't know if that's the right date.
Saturday. That's a great day.
Okay, that's better. That's a week away from when all this happened. So yeah, I like June 6th.
I love it. So you know what? So we'll figure it out after, but we'll have another Zoom call. And
Yeah.
we're going to invite everyone around the world to join us, to chime in, to put out, seriously, every hair on my body is standing up. This is a day. This is no coincidences that we set that intention for the world, for love and peace and harmony. So this Saturday, whoever is watching, join in. We're going to put this message out on all of our social media, and we're going to create that light and that love that is so needed in that intention. Exactly. We are going to put, Isabel, we're getting you a new one, girl. We're going to put out peace and love and oneness. And that's the intention we're going to set, and it's going to be felt around the world. And I love that, Mark.
Let's do it. Love, peace, and light. LPL. Let's do it.
I love it. And we are. And I don't want to sign off, but we, as you know, our sign off. Marla and
Bless you guys.
Bless you guys. Thank you for your light, your positivity. We love you.
Thanks for doing what you do.
We are sending you both blessings and intentions of gratitude, light, and so much love, and honor to call you family. And we'll see you Saturday.
Sounds good. We'll be around. Love you guys.
A biento.
We honor you.
Okay. Ciao.
Ciao.